talk about today? I don't know. I've been feeling like a lot of, I put a post up the other day about, okay, this is why I need to be more consistent with posts and stuff. I will write and talk to myself all day, but this would keep everything in alignment for y'all when I put stuff out there, I guess. But I've been feeling the energy of union very heavily, like it's readily available for those that are willing to be courageous enough. Oops, that's probably a ticket. To be courageous enough to, I hate when people break like that. That break probably just cost me a traffic light ticket. I don't even think I care. Anyway, I've been feeling the energy of union very heavily lately. So, and I went through a disappointing circumstance myself within this time frame, but it didn't veer me away from my knowing. All it did was bring me into the awareness that people are going to be whoever they're going to be, regardless of what the air is doing. So even though, like for your kids, you have wisdom for your kids, you give your kids advice, you tell them what to do, and they have a choice of how they're going to accept it, reject it, take heed to it, you know, things of that nature. So within this union energy, I've been putting a lot of posts on Instagram encouraging, you know, love and the coming together, reconciling, understanding, bringing together differences, understanding that just because you have a difference with somebody, it doesn't mean that it died, it's dead. All of that has to do, a situation dying has everything to do with your willingness to bring resolve to it. So I put this post up. I had just got that mermaid deck by, I think it's, who is it, Lucille or Lucy Cavendish? Oh my God. I just want to make a black mermaid deck. That's all. I mean, not to say that color makes a difference. It's really all energy, but it would just be so gorgeous to see. Because I know that I just know some things. And I know what I know. But anyway, I always start talking trash in between. Anyway. So, I put the post up, honor the masculine, because as I'm shuffling the deck and I'm feeling this energy, and I just, sometimes I sit there and I say, okay, Spirit, and before I even ask for a general energy card, a card will pop out that falls in alignment with all the energy I've been feeling around me, or, you know, whatever, in the air or whatever. So, this card, the way this card flipped out, and it flipped out upside down, so when I turned it over, you know I passed out. But the way it flipped out was almost very similar to how the man looks on the card. He looks like he's in an upward, you know how Ariel came up out the water when she was singing Part of Your World, and she just came, like at the end, she just did this burst out of the sea. That's how he is on the card, right? That's how the guy is on the card. And so that image put me in mind of that, because Ariel had a yearning with her. This divine masculine, the image of the divine masculine has that same yearning. There are tons of men yearning for understanding. And this idea that's been built around them not being able to show emotion turns them into like these capsules of like, I don't even know what word to put right there, but they just hold on to so much emotion and don't release it, and things like that cause a yearning. Or when you don't let something flow the way it needs to flow, it forces a stubbornness. It stays in one place and it functions one way. I'm not making excuses for how guys are or guys tend to be, because women can fall victim to this too. It just affects us differently because our willingness to show and nurture emotion is built differently for guys. And so I feel that now there are just tons of men who just need to first understand themselves, because they practice habits that keep emotional, they practice habits that contribute to all of these different imbalances of emotion with women. They do, and it's all energy. So I'm talking about male-male relationships. I'm talking about female-female relationships. Like, there are some same-sex relationships that carry a masculine and feminine energy. We see it all the time. I'm not going deep with it. I'm not going to over-explain it, because you already know what I'm talking about, and I do not feel like getting a headache trying to explain things to people that they already know. So, I said that to say that this is not a sexist video. Not video. You know what the hell I'm trying to say. I can't stand when I can't find my words. This is not sexist. What I'm mentioning is energy based. So, a lot of counterparts, male and female counterparts, masculine and feminine counterparts, I'll say, sorry, because male and female defines the shape of the body. When I was younger, God broke that down to me. The difference between a masculine and a feminine, a boy and a girl, those back and forth things that we have that describe our nature on this side and that side. But anyway, so the way it all plays out is, now at this point, I put under the post, I took a picture of the card, and I put the dialogue that came with it from the book. I put it in there. But I also put my own words about what I have been feeling lately as far as the energy. And the crazy thing is, yesterday was the new moon in Pisces. And I went to a meditation, and I saw two guys. And oh my loving God. I was just sitting there. I didn't say anything. I was just like, it was my first time there. I can never make it because I usually work when it's going on. But I was off yesterday, so I rushed in. Child, I probably would have popped the wheel, child, if I was driving any faster. But I was going to get there yesterday. I got there yesterday. There were two guys in particular, and so the instructor went around and she did attunements and meditation. She did a meditation with us and did an attunement during the meditation, and came back and told us everything, and we allowed her to publicly share what she got from spirit. So when she got to this one guy, he said, she mentioned something about, she mentioned a few things with him, and that card instantly popped up in my head, and I was like, oh my God, it's everywhere. It's like it's in the air. It's like, and it's crazy because I was listening to Beanie Siegel all day the other day, and I kept playing Feel It in the Air, like, oh my God. Serious Spidey senses is tingling. Seriously. It's not even a game. It's not a joke. It's not a game. Y'all think it's a joke. You think it's a game. And so I said something to him about it when we were done, and I invited him to read what I wrote and to look at it, because a lot of times males need nurturing, right? And so it's all discombobulated because their mom might have come from a house where it might have been some imbalance. Oh shit! God damn it! Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold the phone. Shit, I don't care. Okay, so their mom might have came from a house where there might have been some emotional imbalance. So while she's trying to get herself together, she still has to find a way to raise and nurture a son. Okay? Not to say she don't have other kids, but you get what I'm saying. So she has to find a way to nurture. I'm putting this down. I'm not holding this phone. Oh my God. And then somebody called my phone. I need another phone. I knew I should have went and got another phone yesterday. I should have just did it yesterday. Because I cannot stand when I'm trying to talk, okay, and people call. I miss this, I used to call it the snake phone. I had that phone. The snakes on the plane phone. How is it called? The Nokia one. Where you can stop incoming calls and do whatever it is that you needed to do. I need one of them. Somebody need to drop one of those phones. Maybe I shouldn't have got a phone yesterday, because somebody will come out with that one. Anyway, listen. So I said something to him about the card in the post, and everything, so that he could see it himself and read it himself. And then there was another gentleman, and okay, wait, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying was a lot of men need nurturing. And so because the mom is a little crippled and she might just be moving through her life saying, I'm an adult now, I got this, I got to do this, that, and the other, she might not realize she's crippled. And so the nurturing that her son needs, she can't give it. So then it turns into something else internally inside of him. And then this is the way that he treats women. And then it takes a break-in or something to happen dramatically in his life for him to understand that this is wrong, this is that. And then he goes through these conversations with different women, and he finally is able to get to this place of admission to say, this is the reason why I am. It doesn't give you an excuse, but we are creatures of habit, and we adapt to our nature. And our nature doesn't have to have a definition. It can be what it is. People define it. It makes it easier for us to target and try to kill the monster. But when we're in a certain environment, unless you are so consumed with being who you are uniquely, you're going to adapt to whatever that environment is. Right? All right. So a lot of men need nurturing. Period. They need to cry. They need to get it out of their system, which brings me to the other guy that was at the meditation. So when she said something to him about his forgiveness, and she said something about water, and when she said water, she started to speak about going to places that have large bodies of water, maybe traveling, maybe this, maybe that, and all in my soul, it was like a, you know, when you hear something from spirit and it's like a jolt, it's like a like that, right? So it was kind of like that, and I was like, no, cry. Like all on the inside, I was saying to myself, no, cry. So when it was over, I said something to him about, I ran out the door to try to stop him, and I just was like, because he mentioned something about being separated and it being very painful for him, and he said, when I'm with myself, I can't take myself seriously enough. When I am with myself, I'll feel a tear coming, but then I'll suck it back up, and that's that. Some people are afraid to be themselves in front of themselves. They're so, and I'm not saying anything negative against him. What I'm saying is I suffered it, so I know what the hell he was talking about. When you are so used to being one way, and you're not allowed, because of religion, this, that, the other, to be who you feel that you are, you get used to confinement, and you confine your own self. And so when you do that, the real you never has a chance to burst through. When it finally does, it's doing so much shit at one time, you can't even contain the new you that you're becoming or being during this transition. It can get really crazy. So I said to him, allow yourself to feel. He said, when I'm talking to a person, it's easy for me to be expressive or, say how I feel, and, this, that, and the other. And I instantly thought about the mirror, and I said, all of us, when it comes to having conversation, we trade emotion all the time. Emotion is the very thing that causes us to talk. I don't care if you agree or disagree. That's called being happy and angry. You can either have a good conversation or you can have an argument. But electronic motion is what brings us to the point of even having conversations with each other. And so I said to him, just like you're standing here talking to me right now, we're conversating because you agree with what I'm saying. If you disagree with what I'm saying, then you would tell me, but emotions got you here. It allows you to turn around and greet me when I called you. It allows you to, embrace what I'm saying right now. And you understand exactly what I'm saying. Even though I'm telling him it's all right there, I said, you just have to cry. I said, I said, spirit needs you to cry and release it and let it go. And he said something and talked himself right into what I was telling him, and both of us just stood there smiling. And I said, so cry. And so the thing is, it's hard for people to face themselves. I said this the other day in another post. I said that God will have people cross your paths that will mirror you because you are too afraid to stand in the mirror and look at the shape of how you really are. So what God will do is bring somebody with your same likeness. This is why we were made in the likeness and image of God. He will bring somebody in your image with your same likeness and likelihood and habits and show you because he knows that you're afraid to look in the glass. My God. Okay, so all of these, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm getting extremely loud. All of these things are not put into place to make you feel more down about yourself. It's to do the exact opposite. But the way we embrace things and the way we've been taught to, I ain't hitting that car. The way we've been taught to embrace things will cause you to have some form of guilt for trying to seek the truth about yourself and stop living in self-sabotage. Listen, I'm going to school for psychology, or I'm just going to be a hood therapist. No, I'm not going to school. I don't feel like it. I don't have time. I got too much stuff to do. Anyway, listen, that's all I wanted to say for today. I hope it helped. I feel like it did. I know it did. I know it. I don't even have to hope. I don't have to hope. I don't have to put hope there. Hope belongs to Jesus. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. But I really do hope that somebody heard what I'm saying. And, oh my God. What did I just do with the... all over the place. This is so ridiculous. Anyway, listen to me. I'm going to dig more into this. Okay? Maybe I'll do a part 2. Because we need to talk about it. Okay? We need to talk about some stuff. These are things that need to be discussed so that people don't walk around disgusted. That's why people walk around disgusted, because they don't discuss nothing. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm late. I don't even know how late I am, but I'm bye.